This video, of course, as always, brought to you by the Magic Candle Company. Visit magiccandlecompany.com using the link in the description, or just in your browser, and use offer code OFFHAND for 15% off of your entire order. The whole thing. Serious.
I understand how much Disney means to you all. And I feel so lucky that it's my job to keep giving you brand new reasons to feel that way. I am so grateful that you're on this journey with us. Now, I know that change can be hard and we may not get things perfect all the time, but I also know that you want to be part of what we're doing and where we're headed, and that means everything to us. So then, where do we go next?
We're going to talk a lot about that future today, but I want to start with what makes the D23 Expo so special. This event gives us
Well, you all saw the parks panel, and not even counting the people mover, I was expecting a little more. I'll have a full video on that coming soon, obviously, but
to our fans.
you know what? Yeah, you know, I might actually be feeling it. I might actually be doing okay today. I might be having a great day today. How are you all feeling? I'm feeling pretty good today. I am excited for this week's video. I'm excited to be happy about Disney for a little bit, if you'll indulge me. It's okay. If you've never been to D23 before, don't worry. I know the way around a couple of, panels and booths, etc. We are quickly and very rapidly approaching D23 Expo 2024, or just D23 2024. They changed the name this year, and I could not be more excited, okay? I am very big into D23 and cons and Disney, so all of them coming together is just a match made in heaven for me, and I am very much looking forward to August of this year. It's in August when we get to descend upon the Anaheim Convention Center and the Honda Center once again, and all be Disney fans in one place. It's going to be magnificent. Parks and experiences panel aside, D23 Expo was so fun last time. If I say last year at any point in this video, just know that I'm talking about 2022 because, time is marching at that unavoidable and impending rate that it always marches at. So, maybe last year was D23 Expo 2022. You don't know. And it's so fun just being there and seeing everybody's cosplays, talking to people who enjoy watching my videos, discussing Disney with them, discussing the People Mover with them. And even if the experiences panel is a complete dud and they announce absolutely nothing at all, I will still have an amazing time on the convention floor with you all, if you're going. If you're not, you'll be there with me in spirit. And this year, I'll actually be a card-carrying D23 Gold Tier member. That's right, I have my card. It's coming in the mail. It's not this card. This is my old Disneyland annual pass. Remember annual passes from Disneyland? Good times. Now, before I move on, I do want to acknowledge the giant pink dancing elephant in the room. Yes, the D23 Parks panel from last year was really lackluster. There were some announcements made that were good. Happily Ever After, coming back to the Magic Kingdom. San Francisco Square at California Adventure. Those are the standouts for me just off the top of my head. They did a lot of fun stuff at the D23 Parks panel last year, but they didn't announce enough. They didn't announce anything big, any show-stopping attractions or lands, and I think they may be building up to something along those lines this year. Let me explain. For some stupid reason, I still have that childlike gleam of wonder in my eye, and everything Disney announces I try to look at through a positive lens. Most everything. But Disney at this point are sort of infamous for the 2022 Parks panel because it ended not with a huge announcement of a brand new land or a brand new attraction or a fifth gate or a third gate at Disneyland. No, it ended with Beyond Big Thunder Mountain, a sort of public beta testing, gathering Disney fans' feedback about what they could potentially do maybe someday far off into the future beyond Big Thunder Mountain at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. Nothing was announced. Disney was just saying, what if we did these things? Would you guys like it if we did this? How about this? Maybe we'll do this at some point in the future. Perhaps. And that was bad. You know, you don't want to end the panel on a sort of public polling of what property people want at the Magic Kingdom. That's for you all to decide over there at Disney. We want the actual announcements of these new attractions and lands and cool new things to experience, not the announcement of a plan of a sort of Imagineering blue sky concept. That really didn't play well and sort of left a bad taste in everyone's mouth after the panel. But this year, I'm feeling different. I'm feeling the buzz. And that's not just because I refuse to cut my hair until they announce something new for Tomorrowland at Disneyland. I'm not gonna do it until they do, but because Disney is announcing a lot of things that they would usually save for the D23 Parks panel earlier. They're announcing a lot of stuff earlier on in the year and last year at Destination D23, so it just leaves me wondering, if they're announcing all of these things right now, what are they saving for the big one, the Parks panel at D23? And that makes me excited. So Disney doesn't host the D23 Expo every single year, it's every other year, but in the off years where they're not having the D23 Expo in Anaheim, they're actually having Destination D23 over in Orlando at Walt Disney World, usually at the Contemporary, which, may I say, great choice, love the Contemporary. The new Zootopia show coming to the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom, that was announced at Destination D23. The Tropical Americas retheme to Dino Land that we talked about in my previous video at Disney's Animal Kingdom also was announced at Destination D23 last year. A brand new Disney cruise ship, the refresh to the Country Bear Jamboree, an Avengers e-ticket, ride vehicle reveal, and most important to yours truly as a massive Epcot fan, the retheme of Test Track into something more similar, more akin to the classic World of Motion attraction that came before. I'm so excited for this. And these announcements are big. They're rethemes of attractions, brand new attractions, things that are befitting of more than just a Disney Parks blog post or a Twitter announcement. These are presentation announcements. These are the big ones that we're looking forward to at D23, but they announced them at Destination D23. And a lot of that has to do with timelines and when these attractions are going to close down for refurbishment, when they're going to open. But these are bigger announcements. And I thought that that was the end of it. I thought that these announcements at Destination D23 were all we were going to get until D23 Expo in August. But I was wrong, because last week Disney absolutely popped off on social media with a ton of announcements for new things coming to Walt Disney World. A new nighttime drone show at Disney Springs called Dreams That Soar. Communicore Hall is going to open at the beginning of June, and the walls at Epcot will finally be a thing of the past. I'm very, very excited for this as an Epcot fan. Let's get rid of those walls. Have I mentioned that I'm an Epcot fan yet in this video? Ray's Berets and Lewis's Critter Club coming to Critter Country at Disneyland just in time for the Tiana's Bayou Adventure opening, perhaps, maybe? And yet another cruise ship, a second cruise ship called the Disney Destiny, themed after heroes and villains. I mean, they really did not disappoint last week. If you're a fan of Disney news and updates, last week was a good time for you. And there's actually more that I didn't go over here. It's just smaller things like special celebrations at different parks. I highly recommend checking out the Disney Parks blog if you're interested in more information. But the point here is, for some strange reason, Disney is announcing a lot of offerings coming to the Disney parks before D23. Why not save some of these announcements, like Test Track, like the new Tropical Americas at Animal Kingdom, for D23? Why not do that? It feels like it'd be more appropriate. I feel like I would be just screaming and crying, probably throwing up in the crowd if they announced the Test Track retheme at D23. Why announce it earlier? Because maybe what they have planned for D23 is even bigger. But there is one more reason why I am extremely optimistic for the Parks panel at D23 Expo this year, and that is the return of talent that was so desperately missed and that is so desperately needed right now at Walt Disney Imagineering. If you haven't been keeping up with this stuff, a lot of people are moving in and a lot of people are moving out of Imagineering. Earlier this month, on March 9th, Barbara Boza, the president of Walt Disney Imagineering, announced that she was now wrapping up her duties and was on her way out. That, she would be leaving, but she would be leaving Imagineering in the strong and capable and muscular hands of Bruce Vaughan. Now, I'm going to say something that may ruffle the odd feather here and there. I'm going to say something a little crazy here, but I don't hate everything Barbara Boza did at Imagineering. I think she did a fine job. Her tenure absolutely could and should have been better. But I feel like it's important to praise Disney when they get things right and criticize them when they get things wrong. Under Barbara's tenure, we saw the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and Tron Light Cycle Run over at Walt Disney World, but we also saw the opening of things like Avengers Campus, which could have been a lot better. I mean, the land didn't open with an e-ticket unless you count Mission Breakout, which you could, even though it was open before the land, or unless you count Web Slingers, which you also could, because if you count Toy Story Midway Mania as an e-ticket, then Web Slingers is absolutely an e-ticket as well! Sorry, got a little carried away there, but, you know, Avengers Campus does a lot of things wrong. It gets the characters right, the kinetic energy of the characters moving around the land, it gets that right, but there's a whole lot more that it doesn't do as well as it should. And then, of course, World Celebration in the middle of Epcot is sort of almost entirely open, and I've heard good things about it, I've heard bad things about it. I can see both sides. Me, personally, I appreciate how World Celebration is a lot more green. There's more plants, there's more trees than there were before in Future World. But looking at things like Communicore Hall, like, yeah, I get it. I get the complaints. I wouldn't say Barbara passed with flying colors, but she certainly got like a C, but Disney doesn't need C level work right now. We need A+ level work, and I believe that's what Bruce Vaughn is going to bring to Imagineering. For absolutely no other reason other than institutional knowledge. Barbara came from an outside architectural firm. And you know what? I will admit, those buildings, they look pretty good. Those are actually great looking buildings, but good looking buildings and being an expert, being a master architect doesn't always translate to being a master storyteller. Bruce Vaughn worked under the tutelage of Imagineers like Tony Baxter, Marty Sklar, Joe Rohde. These are legends in the Disney Imagineering space. And speaking just on the topic of Baxter, he knows how to get stuff done, okay? Look at that dragon! Look at him! I gotta calm down. This is actually getting out of control at this point. If only there were some sort of way for me to cure my stress. No, wait. That's right, this video is brought to you by the Magic Candle Company, you dummy. Okay, hey, don't call me a dummy. Shut up, dummy. Have you ever wanted to bring the smells and the ambiance from your favorite parks, attractions, restaurants, and resorts to your own very home? I mean, your very own home? Look, you can even light the candle. It's a crackle wick. It makes your home or office smell just like, in this case, the Haunted Mansion. Grow! There we go. All of that can be yours for 15% off if you use offer code OFFHAND at checkout at themagiccandlecompany.com. It's good for all of their products, by the way, not just the candles, but the room sprays, the wax melts, and the oils as well. Once again, that's offer code OFFHAND at checkout for 15% off of your entire order. And no, I would never joke about candles. Look, they even got one that smells like it's going to make a splash, huh? What do you think of that? And it's crackly. Hear it? Thanks for sponsoring this video, Magic Candle Company. Oh, okay, guess that's the ad. Okay. As I was saying, building on what I said before, of course, it will be years before we see the fruits of these labors come to fruition at the Disney parks. Lots of fruit analogies today. That's okay. At D23 this year, maybe we'll get an announcement as to what those fruits will be. Hopefully apples. I like apples a lot. And if that isn't enough, as of the making of this video, Joe Rohde actually posted a video of himself on his Instagram walking into the Walt Disney Imagineering building in Burbank, captioned, "Do a bit of work at the old farm." Now, before you get too excited, no, Joe Rohde does not work for Disney again. He is not back at Imagineering. He was actually teaching a workshop, though, at the Imagineering building. He is there to lead a series of masterclass work sessions with the current Imagineers at Disney, which means he is passing on his knowledge, what he knows, to the newer generation of Imagineers. And that, my friends, is very, 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 very important. My shirt changed. This is very important because this shows that the executives and the suits, Bob Iger, the people up top at Disney, realize that the people who know what they're doing, the people who have been with Disney for 50, 60, sometimes even 70 years, know what they're doing. And that's why they need to pass on their knowledge to, I would say, the third generation of Imagineers, maybe the fourth generation. These people are working under people like Joe Rohde, who worked under people like Claude Coates, who worked for Walt Disney. It's very important to keep that direct line from Walt and the Imagineers going throughout Imagineering into the foreseeable future. And I think that's what they're realizing now, and that's what they are trying to do with Joe Rohde and Bruce Vaughn coming back into Imagineering and helping the Imagineers out with what made Disney Imagineering and Disney parks in general unique in the first place. And that is so exciting to me. So we have some of the old talent returning, to gift their knowledge to the next generation, and a bunch of bigger than expected announcements in the beginning of the year. What does that leave for D23 2024? Now, I'll release a full predictions video going a bit more in depth as to what I think is going to happen as we get closer to the event, maybe June or July. But I think we're going to see a lot of announcements regarding Walt Disney World, and depending on what happens in April, a lot of announcements regarding what is going to happen, what the future will be with Disneyland Forward out there in Anaheim. I think Disney is playing it safe, sort of playing it coy on the Disneyland side of things until they get Disneyland Forward approved, which should be here within the next couple weeks if they do vote to approve it, the city council, that is. If that does go through, I do expect to see at least one bigger announcement for Disneyland Forward this year at D23, but we won't get the full scope of the project for years and years down the line. This is going to be a slow process. All of that being said, though, I do think that we are going to get a confirmation on sort of the name and what we can come to expect for the Avengers e-ticket, maybe even a opening window. Probably not an opening window, but a confirmed date when they're going to begin construction for the Avengers e-ticket over at Avengers Campus. I think that whole Avengers e-ticket saga is going to come to an end this year, thank goodness. And you know what, on that topic, speaking of the Avengers, earlier today, as I record this, Wednesday the 27th, this morning Disney announced a new sort of seasonal overlay for It's a Small World over at Tokyo Disneyland that features the Marvel characters, not the Marvels, but Marvel characters in It's a Small World. And that feels like a lower tier D23 announcement, like a D23 2022 announcement to me, and they just made it over Twitter. So I guess that's good if you like Marvel superheroes in It's a Small World. Okay. Let's keep it away from the American parks, and we're rocking and we're rolling. Either way, it's not like a menu change or a seasonal treat coming to the Disney parks, and it's announced before the convention, so that helps, you know, sort of build my hopes up even higher. Just like I said, don't bring this to the American parks, okay? But, you know, as I said at the beginning of this video, maybe this is just my boundless optimism, the childlike wonder in my eye, but I consistently feel like the best days of Disney are ahead of us. And to be absolutely fair, I have gotten burned in years past. You know, 2019 through 2022, 3, it was a dark time. We had good attractions opening in the parks. I absolutely love Tron. It's probably my top 3 Disney World attractions now, but the vibes around the parks were just so kind of sad, sort of dismal. Prices going up, and yeah, we did have new rides, but amenities were being taken away. The Magical Express is still gone to this day, and I will never forgive Disney/Mears for taking it away from us. I love the Magical Express. Genie Plus is here to stay, it seems, but we are also seeing the pulling back on the reservation system at Walt Disney World. Disneyland's, it still goes strong. Maybe we'll see that change within the next year or two, but I don't know. I don't know, Disneyland, I'm sorry. I don't know. But I can say with certainty that at least creatively now, maybe the business side will continue to be run into the ground and the Disney parks will just not be as magical as they used to be with Genie Plus and reservations and being on your phone at all times of the day. But at least creatively, I have a bit more hope than I did 2-3 months ago. I'm hoping for a lot, but I'm expecting essentially what we got in 2022, again, just with a couple new announcements. And one of those new announcements, of course, without a doubt in my mind, I made a whole video last year of me burying my hopes and dreams after they didn't announce it, but now I am 120% convinced that the People Mover will be making its grand return back to Disneyland this year. Not this year. It will be announced this year, though, and I am very, very excited. It's gonna happen. There's no way that it's not. Right? Maybe it's true. Maybe I am dumb. Maybe I'm gullible. Maybe I buy into everything that Disney says. You can't prove that I don't, but maybe, just maybe, it will be good this year. I'm hoping, of course, that it is. But now I'm going to ask you right now, watching this video, right there, how do you think D23 is going to measure up this year? Do you think it's going to be a success? Do you think it's going to be about the same as last year? Or do you think it's going to be even worse than last year? What announcement would it take for you to say that the D23 Parks panel presentation was the best you've ever seen? What do you need to see personally to make it stand up to what it should be, where we should be with the Disney parks right now? I need to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you all down in the comments below, because I will be down there. I will be talking with you all, and we will be discussing this, because I got a good feeling. I always do, but I got a good feeling this time. People Mover it's gonna happen. It's gotta if I just keep talking about it enough, it has to happen, right? Although either way, by the way ticket sales are going, I'm not going to be there at all. So that's going to be fun. I guess I'll see you here for the live stream in this office. Disney, fix your damn queue software, please. Please. Okay, good news. We got the tickets. Just still fix your queue system, Disney. And now I'm going to walk off screen for the 3rd time in this video. It's truly the end this time. See you there in August. If you somehow managed to get tickets, that was a mess. A mess. Hello everybody, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. Different sort of video, kind of a news combined with a predictions video, if that makes sense. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit the like button, and if you're new around here and you want more videos like that, go ahead, like this, I guess, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. A very big thank you, of course, to my supporters over at patreon.com/offhanddisney. They got early access to this video, and you know, we got a little bit of a discussion going on over there, so if you want to join their ranks, get early access to videos and some exclusive upcoming content, please, there's a link in the description down below, and it's just $1. It's $1 a month. There's higher tiers if you want to go higher, but the baseline is $1, and it really helps the channel out. It helps it so I can make these videos, and sometimes, if the ticket queue operated correctly and worked, go to D23. It's not looking good, though. Not my patrons, though. My patrons are perfect, they're wonderful, and they can do no wrong. If you do want to follow me for free on other social medias, though, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, I am at OffhandDisney on all of those places. You can find me there, but that, everyone, is about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, like I said at the beginning. A big thank you, as always, to the Magic Candle Company for sponsoring this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.